Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Gas Panic on GTA 5, playing around with a ramp truck. Now these things are wonderful fun, however the game does decree that too much chaos was caused. Yes, so much mayhem going on that the game decided the truck should be in the water, quite a long way out into the water as well. I also love that it spawns a helicopter directly on top of them to, I imagine, go and shoot them from all of that. Lovely stuff. Sticking with GTA 5, this time though in single player, doing a mission. It's got all three of the characters in Trevor's truck now, racing along the motorway, to minding their own business, trying to cut through the traffic. They get things a little bit wrong with this, but watch Franklin in the back of the truck. They can't quite squeeze through this gap. Franklin gets launched out of the truck, sent into space that fires the truck over. They're busy looking around trying to find Franklin, who falls from the sky, splats onto the ground, narrowly avoids getting run over by a truck, but gets up. He's absolutely fine from all of that. RG Dragons up next on GTA 5. These are the prep work for one of the heists. They're stealing the Bensons. Now they think they've found a shortcut way back, the way that doesn't involve, having to deal with people trying to shoot the cars, because they're not going to spawn on, the baddies aren't going to spawn on these roads with their whatever armed vehicles. The thing is, what does sometimes spawn on the train lines is a train, and what might happen is when you're heading towards the bridge that you can't pass. The other truck actually glitched out on its way across here anyway, but the train is going to make life difficult. No, there's not much you're going to be able to do about that one as they head into the tunnel. I mean, once that train has spawned on that bridge, you are in trouble. Funny, but you're in trouble. Now, Harrison up next, also on GTA 5, racing around with a Voltic. Now, again, the player doesn't really do much in this one, but watch the, I think it's the Habanero going on up ahead. The player car goes round, kind of is alongside it, not really doing very much. The AI, for some reason, swerves across and then clips, bounces off the player, clips the banking and manages to end up upside down. That is very much a FailRace AI, if ever I saw one. Geeky ads on a GTA 5 is... I mean, there's an AFK player who's being shot by police, and the police were doing a terrible job of shooting, so they decided to give the police a little bit of a helping hand here by pushing their car closer to the police. And sure enough, that does do the trick. The player who was being shot at gets killed, and you think that that is the end of it. But oh no, never fear. The FailRace Police Department is here to manage to mess up something very simple. So they've taken out the... I guess the baddie in this one, and as the police go back to get into their cars, one particular member of the FailRace Police Department has not figured out how doors work. There's just the continual, all you have to do is take one step to the side. Just one step, and they're actually blocking in another car behind it that's just sat there. I guess it is safer for the FailRace Police Department if they can't get into cars. When they're on foot. Fairly harmless. In cars, likely to end up upside down. But... It's just, all it is literally you need a step. Just a step would do. Freaking Octopus up next on Astroneer. Now, I know trying to chain vehicles together in games is never likely to go well, and sure enough, it doesn't. Even games where chaining vehicles together is a common thing, or even an intended thing, like SnowRunner, it doesn't often go well. This is, yep. It went as expected. Like, as soon as I saw, even like the thumbnail for this clip of vehicles tethered together, I knew something weird and glitchy was going to happen like this. And sure enough, yes it does. Let's go up next on Trailblazers. Now, this is a game about building your own sort of custom vehicles and all of that. Quite a cool game. I haven't played it for a very, very long time. I played a very early access version of it. So I don't quite know what's going on here. However, as they arrive at this location, another vehicle is coming in for a bit of a friendly bump. And sure enough, everything explodes. I don't know whether there's an explosive on front of the vehicle, but I just love that the debris comes raining. It's just instantaneous. Everything went to space, and then just a bit of vehicle comes raining down. OTR Gnome on Project Cars 3 next, with an AI Camaro getting squeezed to the inside, bouncing off a cone, and rolls across the entire field. Lands on his wheels. That's a hell of a roll in this. So yeah, the Camaro gets squeezed to the inside a little bit too much. This is the California highway. Squeezed a bit too much to the inside, rolls off of a cone, is across the roof of two cars before getting pit maneuvered. If it had landed and could have carried on, that would have been amazing. As it was quite amazing. Just a little bit less with the spin. A Welsh Toast up next on Rfactor 2 with what is kind of scarily accurate to what kind of crash could happen. So back in the 90s, we've all seen the Mercedes and Porsches and GT1 cars go for a flight. This is at I think it's Slovak Ring or something along those lines, Formula 1 cars. Just goes over this crest, and the whichever vehicle it is here the air just gets caught underneath it, launches it into the air, and that's a big accident for the Formula 1 car. Yeah, kind of scarily accurate, that one, I have to say. Fran stuff up next on Assetto Corsa is doing a little spot of drifting on a relatively narrow mountainy road, gets things a smidge wrong, clips the inside wall, and over it goes, and across the barrier for good measure. Not quite a roll entry, well, it's kind of a roll entry, just it didn't quite stick the landing all so well. Smart Guy is the final clip of the day on American Truck Simulator. Now, they turned up at this bridge and all manner of weirdness has gone on. First of all, note, there is a truck stuck on its side. Quite how it got there, nobody knows, but there is a truck stuck on its side. Not really an ideal thing to find. You will also notice in the in the distance, on the right-hand side, in the lake. Yeah, I don't know how that truck got down there, but it did. I mean, there's a truck broken down on this side of the carriageway, it's just not moving, creating all the traffic. I mean, the other obvious thing going on is there's a trailer bouncing around. I don't know. I mean, I presume the cab is stuck through the floor. I presume it is connected to something. Possibly, you can just about see something sticking out. Or you can just about see the exhaust stacks and the antennas and whatnot. But I would not be in a hurry to use this bridge on a regular basis. It does rather seem unhelpful. Kind of the Bermuda Triangle of bridges, if you like. Yeah, that's definitely not how trucks, trailers, or anything is supposed to go on whatsoever. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.